Alright, here we go. We are back. I just took a little time to set up my Zunimassa back up, but this time setting it up with Carnevil and the poison Dagger of darts. I'm just gonna save it down to here. Zuni Carnevil. So the whole point of this is that I'm going to be summoning up, I'm going to be having my fetishes. Every time that I shoot out a poison dart, which I've got that skill now, every time I shoot out a poison dart, the 10 fetishes closest to me will also shoot out a poison dart. And that in combination with this, my poison darts, my fetish's poison darts now pierce and deal an additional 462 points of damage. It's a pretty effective combination. The tricky part is that I've basically, every time I attack, I've got to hit them with a mana spender first. And that's part of the condition of the Zunimassa. So it's kind of like I got to do this, and then this, and then this. These are my fetishes. I've only got 8 right now, but it'll do 10. So I hit with Grasp of the Dead, and then they all shoot. And they're gonna shoot wherever I shoot. So I've got all of that damage, plus I've got all of the normal damage that I had before. Now the tricky part is, because I have it set up this way, which I don't necessarily need to, but I do have it set up this way. I have it set up with Wilkins Reach. So that way I don't have to spend any mana to cast Grasp of the Dead. I don't have to spend any mana. So that way my Achilloquirus, which I put in my cube, can give me that extra 50% damage reduction. But I had to give up Sacred Harvester in Lacumba's Ornament. So that's 60% damage reduction I lost there. And I also lost my Leoric's Crown. So I lost 23% life because it doubles the gem that's in there. So I switched over all my gems to defensive gems. But I got back this. Now I've got my Nemesis Bracers back. And I took away Squirt's necklace because I thought that would be too risky. So instead I now have this one here, which prevent all poison damage. It's really the vitality that I was looking for. So I got an extra 10% toughness there. So I don't know. I don't know how well this is going to work out. But I'm going to give it a try. I'm just going to do a regular rift. So I should have all of the damage dealing capability I had before. But now I've also got poison darts. I just don't know whether or not I could have put this or this in my cube and used it instead of this Wilkins Reach. But then I would have to be spending mana on something. I have to hit the monsters with a mana spender in order to do the big damage. This just seems like the best way, at the moment anyways. I could use any other skill, but then I'm spending mana, which reduces the effectiveness of this. If I go below 90%, then I'm losing my 50% damage reduction there. So this thing here allows me to do it all basically for free. Well, let's just see how well it works here.
Are you strong enough to survive the trials? Need help!
Dying real easily. It's gonna be cool.
Your gift comes. The truth bans you.
Yeah. Tough to say, it's not bad. I do have to be a little careful. A little more complicated to play. I gotta keep track of where the enemies are. Have I hit them with a mana spender? And hitting them with a mana spender only lasts for 8 seconds. So I've gotta hit him again. I gotta hit him at least once every 8 seconds. And I gotta keep track of all my other little guys too.
Stay back. Heal me.
And I gotta careful of that. Big thing though is losing that defense. But it still seems like Jade Harvester is a little bit better right now. Going slower. I need another good defensive item.
Aid me.
Also find I'm not able to run into my little circles as easy as before.
Strange magic radiates from this bowl.
I'm healing.
I'm immune to your poison. This is nice, but I think I like Jade Harvester a little bit better.
I must heal.
There are a couple other items. This is very similar to a build from last season. But because I'm using Zunimassa, it's tough for me to wear them. One of them is an item called Depth Diggers. kind of tell I'm hitting the wrong keys. I mean, I suppose I'd get used to it. I'm immune to your poison. I just did it again. I was hitting the wrong button.
I grow weak. I am healed.
This is the kind of thing I really don't like about this poison dart setup. These kinds of maps with a lot of different rooms and stuff. My guys with my poison darts just can't shoot around the walls and stuff. They can't shoot through them. Seems like half the time my guys aren't shooting at anything.
Need healing. bans you.
I don't know.
My curse upon you. The truth bans you.
The Rift Guardian has arrived.
I cannot carry more. Need help. I cannot carry anymore.
Think until I find
I am returning to town.
one or two other good defensive items. I think I just gotta say no to this, or if I get the Ring of Royal Grandeur, I could give up the Oculus Ring. I could put on the Ring of Royal Grandeur and put on Depth Diggers, which would give me more damage. Or maybe there's a better defensive amulet out there. Defensive shoulders.
I need to go back.
I know there's at least one other piece of the puzzle I'm missing, which is I don't even know if I could wear that. It's a helmet. Increases the damage of my pets. See, this is kind of the similar idea to the main build for last year for the Witch Doctor, which is these little fetishes shooting out poison darts. But the way you did it last year is with an ancient legendary build, and you had all ancient legendary items. This season they don't have that anymore unless you want to wear this gem and have it up to maximum level 99. Then you could do it, but I don't have that yet. I don't have that legendary gem. But you'd also have to have ancient legendary items for all of those things. You have to have ancient legendary of this, ancient legendary of this. but you had a lot more items that you could wear last season. With the Zunimassa set, you've got to be wearing 6 pieces of the Zunimassa set. And that's what makes it difficult, because then you can't wear some of the items that you had last season, because you've got to be wearing 6 pieces. So it's a little more tricky to get it set up this season. And I think for that reason, at least for now, I mean, once I get, if I get this gem, or if I decide to wear these 2 rings with all ancient legendary items, then I'd be able to do it. But I think with the Zunimassa set, just not able to really do it effectively. Like I said, unless if I could figure out a way to do it without this Wilkins reach. But even then, I gotta find a way to be able to hit my enemies with mana spenders first. And then shoot the poison dart. So you didn't need to do that last season. Because last season, you weren't wearing this, so you didn't need to hit your enemies by mana spenders to do the big damage. You could just start shooting right away. With the Zunimassa set, you've got to hit them with a mana spender first, and only then you do the big damage. And part of the problem I had there was I had enemies here, enemies here, enemies here, enemies all over the place. So I've got to be trying to hit all of those enemies with my Grasp of the Dead, and only then could I start shooting with my poison darts. But that only lasts for 8 seconds anyways, so I've got to keep on alternating back and forth. It's tricky. It was very tricky. I think for the moment,
The way opens before you.
for the moment, I'm better off just sticking with the Jade Harvester. And even though I had all of my Paragon points into Vitality and I had pretty much an entirely defensive setup, I was still taking massive damage. Okay, well this is a game changer right here. I've got 2 unities. That could make a big difference. But that could also make a big difference with Jade Harvester too. So I've got 2 unities, and I've got this when my follower can't die. When I'm wearing all 3 of these, when I'm wearing 1 and my follower is wearing 2 of these, that gives me a 50% damage reduction right there. That's something that I've kind of been waiting for. Zweihander. Lightning damage. This might be a better item for her. Although, I'm not going to be using her anymore. I'm going to be using the guy. Oh boy, okay, now I got some more decisions to make. Because this right here, this is a game changer. This is going to be a big step up to my defense. I'm just going to have to give up probably my Oculus ring. But I wasn't, because of this setup, I wasn't really able to step into that Oculus ring anyways all that much. so much going on. Boombringer. This one's a little bit better, I think. Although, yeah, 'cause it's got the stun. This one's got stun too. This one might be a little bit better. 650, 663. This one actually might be a little bit better. A little bit less critical hit chance, but... let's get rid of this one. Alrighty, well. Alright, so I'm gonna keep this one. Give my follower that. Would have preferred if I got the one for the Enchantress, but guess I'll have to do for him. Gonna need an amulet for him too. I guess it won't matter.
May the battles never end. Ah, good.
So he'll have the stun. He'll have unity.
Just the thing.
He'll have he cannot die. He's not going to do hardly any damage. But that's alright at this point. And I don't have any kind of a shield for him yet, but I don't think that matters. I need a shock in this one. Guess it'll be critical hit chance. Gotta have a socket. Come on. Wow, you suck. Ugh. Ten tries and not a socket in sight. Come on, socket. Oh. Wow, that's horrible. 20 freaking tries and not one socket. That's horrible. I can use it, I just can't use the legendary one. I'm gonna lose my life per hit also. But I think either way, I think it's gonna be better for my Jade Harvester. Give up the Oculus for him, for that setup. I can lose this Bane of the Powerful for a little while. And be okay. Oh, man. I still can't believe that. 20 tries. And not a single socket for this. That's horrible. Well, that put that in there. So I'll have 50% damage reduction. But I lost that legendary gem. And I lost some life per hit. Still at 16,000. And I can always switch that armor over. Let me try that. Switched over life per hit. Alright, so now I'm back up to 24,000 life per hit. But I've got extra damage versus elites, so maybe that'll make up a little bit for losing this Bane of the Powerful. And I'm losing my Oculus ring, but with the Jade Harvester build, I don't get a chance to jump into that Oculus that much anyways. Well, what skills are we gonna give him?
That will serve me well.
So I'm gonna have him heal me occasionally.
My
Slow
power
enemies.
I will
Stunning
use it
enemies.
well.
I don't like that one. So I guess I'll just recover
My
more.
power grows.
Cover more mana. And he's not going to do very much. He's not going to do hardly any damage himself. It's just the unity for the 50% damage reduction and stunning the enemies. So he's very defensive right now. And hopefully I can get a socket put into this at some point. Jade Harvester, let's save it. I got that Grave Injustice going on, so I should be good. I might even be able to give up this zombie handler, depending upon how it goes. For maybe Pierce the Veil. Or no, probably this Confidence Ritual. Yeah, that's probably what I would do, Confidence Ritual, for an extra 25% damage, because everyone and everything I kill is within 20 yards anyways, most of the time, so... Or everything I'm attacking, doing the major damage to within 25 yards. I should probably just do that anyways. Alright, I will be right back.